and you're watching So Crazy After All These Beers. Woo! All right. We're at the AC Beer Fest, and you're watching So Crazy After All These Beers. Woo!
Still Crazy After All These Beers is brought to you by our friends at Michelob, crafting a better beer. And Porta Pong, the world's #1 best-selling inflatable beer pong table at portapong.com.
Hey, this is Tara Nurin with the Michelob Minute. We've got a really newsworthy topical segment today. We're here with Megan McGuire. She's a market manager for Duvel, based in Belgium, of course. Her territory includes Philadelphia, and basically everybody in Philadelphia right now who knows anything about craft beer is talking about Duvel and the fact that a couple weeks ago, 3 of the top craft beer bars, pioneering beer bars in Philadelphia, were raided simultaneously by armed liquor enforcement guards, arms of the state. Duvel is one of the beers that got very much caught up in this, and we're here to hear how it's implicating Duvel, what it means for Pennsylvania, and what it means for craft beer drinkers around the country. Hi, Megan. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks. Well, apparently, when the PLCB raided the bars, they had a list that was kind of an old list. And on the list, it said Duvel beer. And there was some confusion with the PLCB on whether Duvel beer was the same thing that matched the actual label on the bottle. And so they took the beer. And then I really thought it was a mistake and it was going to be corrected because we were registered. We've always been registered. We're very religious about following the registration laws for all of our products, particularly Duvel, which has been in the market for 30 years. So I saw that it said Duvel beer. I thought it was okay. Apparently it wasn't. Origlio was raided then on Monday at 6 o'clock. And they were
Origlio is a distributor.
Is our wholesaler in Philadelphia. And they were actually going to confiscate all of the Duvel. But they didn't at the last minute. We convinced them to, and then they did. So they actually wouldn't let us sell Duvel for 3 days in the market until either their lawyers proved that it was Duvel that was on the list, or we re-registered the beer. So we quickly re-registered the beer so that it would match the label, so that we're good, and it's all settled. And we were back and selling beer again on Friday, so it was good.
So Philadelphia is a big city for Duvel, I imagine. Yes, Philadelphia is a great market for Belgian beer. And how did this affect sales?
Well, yeah, it really did. It did. There were the bars wanted to be in compliance as well, so they took Duvel off the shelves. And then they were not permitted to sell Duvel for a few days. So, you know, it did affect us for a few days. We wanted to rectify the situation, so we basically got right on it, and we registered our beer overnight, and we were lucky enough to have it back in the market by Friday. So,
and the state is going to be holding hearings in April about this. What does that mean? What are they going to be asking? How does that affect Duvel?
You know, I'm not sure. I want to hear how things go afterwards, because I really don't know how. I know that everybody is very angry right now about this. It remains to be seen, you know, how quickly the laws can change. I'm hopeful that they will, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out.
And just one last question for you: do you think that other state liquor control boards are watching what Pennsylvania does? Pennsylvania's very prominent in the national liquor sales market, and you know, somewhat of a leader, I think. Although they're criticized a lot because the laws in Pennsylvania for liquor sales are Prohibition era. So, are there other states watching what Pennsylvania is going to do?
I think so. And you know what? It actually takes in New York. It takes 4 months to register a brand. It's quicker in Pennsylvania. So each state is probably going to watch what's going to change. I would think that they would be paying attention to this. This was a big story, you know. It was picked up by AP, and it was covered by a lot of different states on the East Coast. You know, I was called about it. So yeah, I would think that a lot of states are going to be watching.
And just to wrap up, it's sort of funny in a way. It may have had a positive impact on you because all of a sudden in Philadelphia, everybody was talking about Duvel. You couldn't get it. There was.
That was good. No, I very much enjoyed people having to talk about Duvel, and it was really nice. It was a nice little jump there. We're glad things are back and up and running. You know, wouldn't we be crazy about that happening again, because it was kind of a lot of scrambling for a few days. But yeah, it was. Duvel became back on people's the tips of their tongues in Philadelphia, which was great. Yeah.
It's said that in publicity, if they're not talking about you, that's the worst thing that can happen.
That's what I hear that, you know, any publicity is good publicity, and that's exactly what I said when it first came out. I thought, you know, maybe this is good. So yeah, it was good.
That's a great spin on it. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
We will update you as things move on. If there's any big news to report, we'll be back on with it. Until then, I'm Tara Nurin. This has been Michelob Minute. Thanks for watching.
The Atlantic City Beer Fest 2010, just underway here in the city. Looking at 15, 16, 17,000 people. Derek Poletis from Guinness. It's all sold out. So am I, man. I'm almost all sold out.
Again, haven't been there a while, huh?
Well, Derek, you and I are friends. You've been with us several times in the past, and you're, you know, obviously you're one of the friendliest and most helpful guys in the business. You always take care of your people.
I'll tell you what, next to Bob Barker, you're probably one of the most handsomest people on TV. So it's a shame he left, but now you can take over. So it's good seeing you again.
You think so?
Absolutely, I know so.
Okay.
No conversation about that one.
Now, as we're filming, of course, by the time this runs, God knows when that's going to be, but we're filming right after St. Patrick's Day, about a week or so after St. Paddy's Day.
Absolutely.
And what you're doing, you're representing some really great Irish-style beers.
Absolutely, and what we got here, we got some Smittix right here. We got some Harp that I'm sure everybody's drinking on St. Paddy's Day, and let's not forget, good old Guinness.
That's kind of the standard. You know, when you think of the Irish, you think of St. Patrick's Day, you definitely think of Guinness. And it's established quite a great relationship here in the United States. People love that beer. That's my daughter's beer choice, by the way.
She's a great person, I'll tell you what. Takes after her father, of course, but a great person. I'll tell you what, during St. Paddy's Day, that's all you see is you see the Guinness, Harp, and Smittix. I mean, St. Paddy's Day and them go hand in hand. You can't argue that.
Now, the funny thing is you call it Smittix, and that's the pronunciation, but the spelling looks like it should be Smithwicks.
Absolutely, but if you want to get in this argument right now, I don't think we can do this on TV because somebody's going to get hurt if we talk about that.
I'm going to go back to Guinness for a moment. The pour on a Guinness is so precise and takes so much time. Why is that?
It's a two-part pour. It's just a great stout, and it's all about the presence in the beer. That's why people drink it. It's more of an art versus a beer. So when you do that two-part pour, it gets all the flavor and it gets that great head at the end, and that's how you get that great beer.
And there's nothing like getting a little great head at the end.
Absolutely. We all know about that too well last year, but we won't say that. It's
no. We're trying to make this a family show.
It is a family show,
if we can.
We are fully sponsored today.
Okay.
So we'll make sure we get dressed up because nobody wants to look at that haircut anymore. We'll also support the Smittix.
The haircut was good in the 80s. But
it was. The mullets were a wonderful thing. Gary, we love you. Thanks a lot for your support. Thank you, everybody.
I think we call that a wrap then, don't we?
I think we do.
Okay, we're going to go back next time. We'll see you on Still Crazy here at the Atlantic City Beer Fest. Derek Poletis, thanks again, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right, see you next time.